All right, today we're going to crack the code on how to take an awesome idea and actually make it a reality. We're talking everything from leading a team to mastering the money, basically building your own personal playbook for success.
I mean, of course you have, right? You get that spark, that what-if moment. But then comes the hard part. How do you take that little spark and turn it into a roaring fire?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to put together a seriously powerful toolkit, a step-by-step playbook, so you can lead your team and absolutely crush your goals.
Okay, first things first. Every single big idea, kind of like a skyscraper, needs a solid structure to even stand a chance. This, right here, is the foundation.
Now, this might look all formal and corporate, but trust me, you see this exact structure every single day. Think about it. At the very top, you've got your school principal, the one who sets the big vision for everyone. Then, in the middle, you have a head of department, or maybe your team captain. They're the ones who turn that vision into an actual plan. And then, on the ground level, you've got a class prefect, making sure all the day-to-day stuff gets done. See? Everybody has a super important part to play.
So you've got your structure down? Awesome. But now, how do you actually lead the people inside that structure? Well, it turns out pretty much every great leader follows a simple four-step plan.
Just remember this acronym, POLC. POLC. First, you plan your goal. Let's say we want to raise 1,000 Rand selling cupcakes. Next, you organize your resources. Who's going to bake? Who's going to sell? Then you lead. You get everyone fired up and motivated. And finally, you control, which just means you check in on your progress and make changes if you need to. It's a simple but really powerful cycle. But what really makes a leader someone you want to follow? It's not just about being the boss, right? It's about being honest. It's about communicating clearly and, actually listening. It's about taking responsibility when things go wrong. Just think of a leader you really look up to. I guarantee they check off most, if not all, of these boxes.
Now, here's a little secret. There's no single best leadership style. A truly great leader is like a chameleon. They adapt. In a real emergency, you got to be autocratic and just make the call. But for a group project where you need tons of ideas, you want to be democratic and get everyone's input. And hey, if you're working with a team of total rock stars who know what they're doing, sometimes the best move is laissez-faire. Just get out of their way and let them work their magic.
Okay, so you're leading the team, everything's going great. But how do you know if you're actually winning? You have to keep score. And in almost any project, the scoreboard is the money.
This is it, the single most important rule in all of finance. So listen up. For every single thing that happens with money, there are two sides to the story. Think of it like an old-school balancing scale. It has to stay perfectly level. We call one side debit and the other credit. If you put a little weight on one side, you have to put the exact same amount on the other to keep it balanced. Always.
And this is the super simple tool we use to see that balance in action. It's called a T account because, well, it looks like a T. Simple, right? The left side is for debits, the right side is for credits. It's just a way to visually keep track of both sides of every transaction.
So how do you actually use this thing? Here's a really easy way to remember it. When things your project owns go up, like cash in the bank, or things you spend money on go up, like buying stationery, you use the left side, the debit side. But when your project earns money, like from those cupcake sales, that increase gets recorded on the right side, the credit side. That's the basic logic that keeps the whole universe in balance.
So, after a bunch of things have happened, maybe at the end of the week or the month, you've got to check your work. That's what a trial balance is for. It's basically a master list that proves your total debits equal your total credits.
Let's just look at this quick example. We add up all the numbers in the debit column, and we get 380. Okay. Then we add up the credit column, and we get 1,580. Uh-oh. That's not balanced at all. We've got a problem.
This is the moment a good manager doesn't panic. This is where they put on their detective hat. You know a mistake was made somewhere along the line, and now your job is to hunt it down.
And these are your prime suspects. 9 times out of 10, it's one of these. Did you just completely forget to record something? Did you put a number in the wrong account by mistake? Or maybe you just put a debit where a credit should be. Or, my personal favorite, you just swapped 2 numbers around, writing 54 when you meant 45. Happens all the time.
All right, let's bring this all home. We've talked about leading people, and we've talked about tracking the score. Now let's see how it all fits together in your leadership playbook.
And here it is, the big aha moment. Remember our friend Polk? Well, finding and fixing that mistake in the trial balance, that isn't just some boring accounting task. That is leadership. It's the C, the controlling function, in action.
Because honestly, this stuff goes way beyond just passing a class. When you learn how to plan, how to organize people, and how to manage resources, you're not just learning school subjects. You're building actual, real-life superpowers that will help you in everything you do. For real.
And that really brings us to the most important idea. See, it's not enough to just have a great plan, and it's not enough to just be good at checking the details. True success, real winning, happens when you can do both. You've got to be the visionary who comes up with the big idea and the manager who makes sure all the numbers add up.
Because that's what you are, a future leader. It doesn't matter if you're leading a class project today or a whole company tomorrow, you now have the playbook to get started. You've got this.